So today I'm going to start on that rocker panel, and after spending as much time as I did on the doors to get it lined up really nice with nice gaps and all that, I have to take the door off to gain access to that area. So I'm not going to remove this part of the hinge. I'm going to leave the hinge on the car, the way I don't have to readjust that. But I went ahead and just sprayed a little blue paint around the hinges so I can remove that part and just pull the door up out of the way. Oh yeah, it's like sunny today. It's supposed to be in the mid 50s, so the garage door will be coming open here shortly, and that's where I'm at. Get back with you. Okay, so with the door up and out of the way, took the grinder to it a little bit just to see where I was at, and as you can see, oh, pretty. So we got some funkiness in this section too here, so I'll have to make that piece. See how crude it is anyways, man. It's like really crude. It's like they hammer it into place and then spot weld it. Same thing up in the front. So right here is a patch that I made a few years ago. You can see where I kind of welded it here, but crusty hole, crusty hole, crusty hole. Looks good up in the rest of here. A little bit back here on this lip. So it's not always as easy as it looks, but either way. Located my spot welds, like one there, and there. With them, I'll go ahead and drill them out, and then I'll probably end up having to fold this lip up out of the way a little bit so that I could cut this piece up higher. And then I'll probably have to repair them holes, so I'll have solid metal to go back up against up in here, because I'd rather replace the entirety of it, because it gives it that structure, integrity up front here. And back here, I think I got some good metal over in this area, so I will probably be cutting this off in that area. However far this one goes back, I'm not sure. I think it only goes back about this far. Remember right, hold on. Set it on there and I'll tell you. Alright. So yeah, it only goes back that far anyways. So this will be my line to clean it up, and that's how far I'll have to butt weld it here. Anyways, I'll get back with you. Night night. Alrighty, got my door open. cat up in there on the rocker. Inner structure is in good condition. That's just dust. But inner structure is in great condition, so I ain't gotta worry about that. Oh, look at that, man. That's let me get it out here. That sucker was toast. Look at that. She was a goner. Look at them holes starting. Looks like someone smeared some Bondo on it at one point. Anyways. Add it to the scrap pile. So I'm going to clean up my little bit of a mess here, and then start drilling out some spot welds along this lip, along the bottom lip, through here. Like I was saying, I'll have to try to fold this up once I get it separated from that inner piece. Kind of fold it up a little bit out of the way where I'll be able to slide the new one up under there and then re-spot weld it, or not spot weld, but plug weld it across here. I'll have to make this piece, which now that I got a metal shrinker stretcher, I should be able to make that turn. But anyways, that's where we're at. Fun. I'll have to drill the spot welds out on that bracket there because it connects on the inside here. Right here's where it connects. So, and it's going to go up under here. There's my line that I drawed on when I put the piece on. So it's going to go back in there that far underneath here. But that should keep the structural integrity of it. Most of your structure is in here in this part. Not saying that this out here isn't, but most of it's right here. I'll get back with you. This is only like the first day that I've gotten started on this, and I plan on giving myself a couple weeks to get it done. I don't know if it'll take that long, but that's what I wanted to give myself. But then that will probably include this area, that area, because that would, in my opinion, is part of this. So that got sandblasted, so that's really all that got chewed up by the sandblaster. So I should be able to just kind of make me a piece to fit in here. Alright. Okay, I've been after it for a while. My drill bit finally got doled out. I'm gonna have to go get another drill bit for my spot welds. That tends to happen every once in a while, and then you break them. I doled one out, and then I broke another one, so something just popped. Weird. I don't know what. But anyways, yeah. So this is where I'm at. Oh. So I got all the upper lip drilled out all the way across here. I still need to do that bottom all the way across. And this is what I was talking about, how that piece actually goes all the way up in here. All the way up in here. So for reference, that would be this lip right here. It goes up in there, and then it's the floor for this. This is the floor for that area. It's pretty clean up in here. It ain't too bad. So, like I was saying, I could put this, cut this lip off. Once I get this on and get that bottom stuff cut off, I can put this on, and then I can scribe me a line across here and then cut it where I need, so that I can reattach the floor to that piece, if that makes sense to you. So that way it's all still one complete piece all the way to the front. I was going to at first just kind of cut here and then cut back here where this would match up to that, and if I got a nice piece, a whole piece like this, I might as well put it in like I did before. I just think it'd turn out nicer. So this is a piece here that I worked on a while back. You can see where I welded it here, but it was still rotten over here on the sides. So I am going to make a new piece. As you can see, I don't know, man. I don't remember, but I don't think I put any weld through primer on the back of here or anything. Look how pitted and rusted that piece is, and that piece ain't maybe I'm gonna say 4 or 5 years old. So the moisture is really getting down in there and tore that brand new piece up that quick. So I'm going to do things a little differently. Like I said, now that I got the shrinker stretcher, I can get me a straight piece and do a crude bend on it there, and then start to stretch this area where it turns the metal into a bend like that. So that's my plan, to make a new one of them, and then same thing up here in front, make a new piece to go there. You can see on this one I did use some primer on the back of that one, but you can see where I welded it back together. So that weld through primer, man, really does save the metal from rotting out for the most part. Etch primer. So I went a little further up this time because we had these funkinesses on the side here. Anyways, that's where I'm at with this. I knew this was going to be some major cancer issues over in here. Just the way that other rocker panel looked. Anyways, so That's where I'm at. I'm gonna go get me some drill bits, drill that bottom lip back off of there, all the way across here, and then it goes up in here, if you can see that whole section. So I still need to get that part loose. Anyways, that's where I'm at. See you later. Night night. Wanted to show you guys this. Figured you'd get a kick out of it. So, down here at the bottom, drilling out the spot welds. And I think it was 2 different shifts going on here. You can see this guy here, he put them fairly close together, right? And then this guy here, he had them spaced. And I don't want to be doing this all night. I think it was one of them DEI hires that Trump was talking about, but now that was 1970 something. The guy must have just been hungover from the night before. So anyways, back to that, all the way up to here. Yeah, great. You got spot welds in, and then guess what? That was the last one. He didn't put no spot welds in this area at all. No spot welds here. Crazy. Think you forgot to do something there, bud. Anyways, thought you guys would think that was funny. Some of you will. Some of you won't. Some of you were born where you don't get offended by a bunch of stuff. And then some of you were born in the offended zone. Alright, night night. So, if you're wondering why I was giving myself 2 weeks to get this done, I got the rocker panel fitted where it needs to be. I have to build that section back there, and another reason was because I have to work on this all on this section, and in here you see it's kind of toasty, but I gave myself enough time that way I could get back behind here. So when I bought the rocker panel, he cut it up in here, so I have all this on the remnants of the old rocker panel. So I will be cutting this section off and repairing it all. It's not real bad, but it does have a little bit of movement. But anyways, that's where I'm at. And then once I get all repaired, I could pour 15 all of this up in here and encapsulate it and keep it from getting any worse. I believe all that is probably from this little rot right here was causing water to go down in there, I'm sure, and that's what rotted this section here out. But if you're gonna do something, do it right. I mean, don't halfway do it and then give up. Do it all the way in there, and like I told you guys yesterday's video, elbow deep in this son of a bitch, and that's where I'm at, elbow deep. But I got that lined up pretty good to where it needs to be. Nice little line there for me to weld to. And then this area right here was leaded anyways, so Okay. It's like 60 some degrees out here today. So I'm fixing to go fire up the grill and give this a break for a while. Anyways, I noticed my YouTube channel, some videos had 300 or 400 views, but then they started tapering off, and I think the last I checked, my last video had like 8 views, so there ain't much interest in it, but I want it for my records anyways, so anyways, I'm going to keep recording it. Alright, night-night. Okay, so this is where I'm at. I brought this in and removed the piece that was here. I stuck this in here to hold this all up, because I'm going to cut this off, and I don't want it to drop down, so I'm going to cut that section off right there that's rusted out, and then I'll be able to get inside of there to drill out the spot welds on the bottom plate and then clean all that up. This is what I ended up getting off of the other one, so I'm good all the way up into here with them. And then I got this other section here that's got this lip, because this one is completely gone. I don't know if you can see it very well, but anyways, that's where I'm at. I'm going to repair all this and pour 15 it and moving on. Night night. Okay, so this is where I'm at so far, because I had all that mess back behind here. I've been jacking around with that. As you can see, this piece here was missing completely. Okay, see if I can get some light on it. Make it smaller to hit the light. Oh, anyways, so this whole little window here was missing completely. Down here at the bottom, it was just completely rotted off. And then so I'm taking the pieces that I got from Andy and repairing it, and then so this piece, let's see if I can get it going a little bit. So anyways, this piece here, the inner structure for the door adjustment plate. Let me get this off of here. Everything lined back up. Get this. vice grips off. That's all right. But anyways, this piece here, I'm sure if you watch the video you'll see that it was rotted off at the bottom. I'm looking for it now, if I can find it. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? I don't see it. Oh, is that it? Yeah. So, there's a couple pieces here. Anyways, that's what the bottom of this piece here. That's what that piece looked like. It was rotted off the bottom. So what I'm doing is I'm taking the two pieces that were still good and putting it back together and making one piece. I gotta completely weld it out, and then it will go back in there. But I will paint everything with the Pour 15 as I'm going back together with it, because I don't want this to get any worse than it is with bare metal. But I'm going to repair these holes and then drill the spot welds out a little bit bigger on the bottom here, so I'll have a place to plug weld it underneath there. But anyways, yeah, that being rusted out, and then like I was saying, that piece on the inside of the car, like, I guess I can show you the other side. Yeah, you see that side there, you see how that's this gasket. Yeah, so you see how the bottom of that lip is rusted. This driver's side was missing all of that completely. It was gone. So that's where I'm at, repairing that, getting it back to, I'll straighten all this out, cut it out, and weld a good piece in there. It'll be all patched together, but it'll still look nice. You won't hardly be able to tell I being in there. Plus, you know, it's covered up. But definitely had this in here to keep the structure from collapsing here. But anyways, I'm tired. I'm wore out. I've been at this most of the day since about noon or so, and it is 8:15. All right, like I was saying, that's why I gave myself 2 weeks to tackle this rocker panel, the center structure here, getting it back together, and then these outer lips here, they had rust holes in it too. So we will be replacing that whole piece. Cool beans. Fab, fab, fab. Go, go, go. Night, night. Alrighty, this is where I'm at. So, got this section repaired along the bottom. Got it all tacked in. Had to do some pies to get it all to fit together nice. It's tacked in here. Went ahead and cut this lip there so that this can be reattached to the floor, and all these holes can be filled up. But I'll fill them up while I got the rocker panel off. That way I can grind the back sides and the front sides, you know, make them look good. That it'll matter, but it won't matter. But anyway, so I still have this rotted section here to do, but I don't want to do that piece until I get this on and located, because then that's going to give me, once that piece is on and I make this piece that goes down here, I'll know where this needs to go, how far over. But anyways, so that's kind of where I'm at. The inside's starting to look pretty good. Need to do a little grinding on the welds here and here, but it's a whole lot better than it was. I went ahead and welded this together, grinded the welds down, drilled some holes in the bottom here, put some weld through on it. It's kind of, I'm waiting for that to dry up too, and I'll probably put some weld through on this back side, and I probably need to put some on here after I get it all wire brushed up some more. Put some more weld through on the back of that. But I'm getting bored with this section today, and I worked on it quite a bit yesterday. So I think what I'm going to do is clean up my mess. Which is a mess. Get my mess cleaned up, start charging my batteries. I got some service work to do tomorrow. It's a dishwasher, dryer, and a washing machine. Dishwasher, dryer, and a washing machine. 3 different places. So while I'm out tomorrow, I will get me some sheet metal, because I'm going to use some fresh, clean sheet metal to make them curves. So get some sheet metal, and I need some throwaway paint brushes for pour 15, because I definitely want to paint some pour 15 on the bottom side of this and then the back of that. I want to basically encapsulate it where if rainwater gets in there ever again, it won't steadily just sit there and rot the metal out. So anyways, gonna clean up my mess. Got bored with this, so I'm gonna walk away. And that's kind of the way. After building 2 cars, I found instead of getting frustrated with it or losing interest in it, when you get bored, walk away, because you don't want it to be a burden. You want it to be something fun that you're doing. And I enjoy doing sheet metal work and stuff like that, and restoring old cars, so I don't want that to change. And anyways, I'm gonna shut everything down, clean it all up, and go night night. And just like that, my rat hole mess is cleaned up. Now when I come back out and I get my sheet metal and paint brushes and all the stuff I need to pick up, I will feel comfortable again, not in a nasty, funky mess. Everything where it needs to be. I even went as far as cleaning the relief cracks up on the concrete. Yeah, I know. Vacuumed up everything in here because there's still sand coming out from when this thing was blasted. So when I get to using the air chisel or something on here, it shakes stuff out. So I'm sure I'm going to continue vacuuming for a while. But anyways, that's where I'm leaving off at. I'll get back with you. Real quick video. So I got the stretcher shrinker out. Went to metal by the foot. Got some metal. Ha ha ha. That's my first attempt. And it wasn't wide enough. Oops. I guess that's not too bad of a deal, being it was only a, where was it? Oh my goodness, I can get my fingers under it. $4. And I cut that piece out. And this is my second attempt at making this corner here. Anyways, about, I don't know, hour or so out here. But like I told you in the last segment of this video, I got bored with this, so made that one, and I'll have to wait and get this section together to make the other one. That one's almost done. It's got a little bit more tweaking to do, and I got to put a little lip on the back side there to match the original lip here. So anyways, thought I'd show you that. I'm out. Okay, so I think I got probably about maybe a little over an hour or so in these two pieces so far to repair the rot that I had in this corner. Of course, you can see where that lip goes all the way down. I would have to add a tab right here to this one, but fit and the curvature for the main body line there. Turned out pretty nice. And the curve there, a little bit of stretching here got me that curve. And then I'll have to, of course, got that lip there, I'll probably cut it off right there. And then I have to add a lip to the back side of that. Basically this is the way this piece came down. It extended all the way over to here and then back up. You can see the little rusted out template I had. Anyways, I think it's gonna be a lot better than that mess. So that's what I got going on so far for the back piece. And then for this front piece, it was a little bit more difficult. You can see how it tapers in here. Starts out like that. A little over a knuckle. That's my measurement. A little over a knuckle. And then up here, it's probably right at the knuckle. So, tapers in a little bit there. So I was able to do some hammering and dollying and bending and some stretching on this side here, stretching it out. And that's the way I did it. It was one even piece. I stretched it out and then I laid it over and dollied it to get this curve to bend in. You can see where the original curve was right here. But same scenario over here. I have to add in like a little triangle piece that goes in here and kind of just tack it in there. So it's all one piece. And then weld it back to this piece. Anyways, that's where I'm at with it. Like I said, I got bored with this crap up in here, so moved on to do something else. But it's getting there slowly. I'll get that triangle piece put in, and then this odd shaped little piece that goes in here, and then them two pieces will be ready. Then I can go ahead and do some pour fitting and let that dry, and then come back and tack this all up and start welding the rocker panel in place. Get all that rocker panel in place, and then I'll be able to mount my other bracket that goes back in there. This piece here, I want to paint some pour 15 on it too. And put it back in there, and then make that section. And once that section is made, then I can drill this little panel out, this little weird shaped panel. Drill this out, spot welds, and make a new one. That way I'm not just putting a little patch here, a little patch here, and chasing these with the welder or anything. Be better off just to make the whole piece. Looks like it kind of got a little bit of a bend right there in it, but it shouldn't be no big deal. You know, weld there, weld there. So it's got a couple welds here, and then it's got one right there. Anyways, then I'll pull that little panel off and remake that. Oh, getting there. Alrighty, I'm out of here. Night night. So this is where I'm at today. I was going to put this piece back on, and then my head started getting wrapped around it, and I was like, you better not. That's the other piece that goes to it, where it was rotted out right there, and then you can see that little hole starting right there. On the back of this thing, I mean, I was thinking pour 15, and then I was like, nah, man, you're gonna do this. Don't put this rusty piece of crap back in there for it to be pitting and messing up again. I mean, you can see it's starting to get there. I mean, it's just gone, in my opinion. I mean, just think better of yourself. I mean, it's that big of a deal. It's a flat piece with the bend on it right there. Why not just get another piece of sheet metal and make it, you know? So that's what I did. So this is what I ended up with. I still have to make the holes for that, but real nice up in here for my welding. It's gonna fit real nice. Was able to put that lip back on, and now that I got that lip there, I can fix this back here. Hold on, let me get some light. If you go too wide on the camera, then the light shuts off. So anyways, so now I can match this up and fix this piece. But this fits real tight in here. It's out a little bit right now, but it definitely goes back in there. My line matches up pretty much all the way across. So why not? Might as well fix it and do it right. Now I know that this ain't gonna pit away and start getting holes in it later on, but I still need to make that piece to go in there. I got my little piece of sheet metal here ready for that. But anyway, I thought I'd show you what I was up to, and I still gotta go back here and put the lip on this one. So that'll be what I do next. Build a lip for the back side of it like this one here, so that it matches up. Alrighty, I'll get back with you. Okay, so that piece done. Still need to do that. Getting there. Worked on this one for a while. Got this tab put up back on here that matches up to the original. You can probably see it right there where the original come down, and it's pretty close. So what I'll have to do is start tacking it across, get it down here, and then I can knock this in to match that when it comes time. But there's that piece. So now I'm gonna probably pull it all off and paint this up here, the bottom side of it, with some Pour 15, and that's where I'm at. I'll get back with you. Alright, this is where I'm at with it. Get this blowed up a little bit here. So I got all my little sections made that have to go in and be welded in. I got most of the weld through primer on, and I ran out, of course, but I need to put some on them weld edges, and then I got some Pour 15 on that and some weld through on the bottom, and I got the inner structure coated with Pour 15. And then I got where the yellow tape's at, I got weld through primer there and there, where that bracket right there mounts, weld through. I was able to make this piece here, right there. I was able to make this piece here that covers that, there. And of course the rear piece that goes here. So anyways, and then on here I did go ahead and work on that and closed off all the holes that were going across that, because this panel along the bottom and that panel along the bottom mount right here, and then this edge will mount up to this edge. So that's where I'm at. So tomorrow, I believe what I'll do, once I get back to the house, I got service work to go do. When I get back to the house, I will mount everything back up. Probably weld that piece. You can't see it. That piece right there. Weld that in here, and then I'll be able to hang the door back on and make sure everything's lined up along the bottom of that rocker panel before I go welding it in here or anywhere. I just want to make sure that it goes back in the right place, and that where gaps are going to be fine, and you know what I'm saying. Anyways, I'm out of here. Night night. And on this episode of Mopar's Garage, Mopar Joe's Garage, should I say? Okay. Mopar Joe's Garage. I had the Mopar tag in Kansas from 2007 to 2010, and they changed it from one per county to one per state, and someone had it 2 years longer than I had it, so I lost it for the state. So that's when I changed to Mopar Joe, and that's the only Mopar Joe tag in the state of Kansas. But anyways, I'm just bragging. So I told you I was gonna put the door back on, basically line it up to where it was before I removed it, so that I can make sure that that gap is going to be fine and the rocker panel is located where it needs to be. So actually happy with the way it is right now. It's going to come up just a tad bit here in the front when I push it up to match that crack right there, which ain't very much. So now door comes back off and I can start tacking the rocker in place. So that's where I'm at. I'll get back with you. Night night. Just a little short one here. Still working on this. About got the rocker panel all tacked in here. Got my corner piece made back there. Almost ready to get it in. I got the back side of it sprayed with the weld through. Got that sprayed with the weld through. Getting this tacked in, and then I had this little section here that was a little crusty, so I'm working on that now, making a little piece to go in there. It does have that little access hole in it for some reason. I don't know why. Is that so water can drain out that and go into the bottom and then out? That's what my guess is, because it's underneath that area right there. I'm going to say it's probably a drain. So anyways, I'm going to put it back in. Alright, get back with you. Alrighty, and that's what that looks like. So I'm going to get this other piece here kind of attached and lined up, and then I will probably call it a night. This is what I got. So I got all the welds across the top of the rocker done. I'll show you what it looks like when I get that on. I'll be back. Okay. So, I don't know about you guys, but I love the weld, but I hate the spatter. Golly, I hate it. But anyways, so my argon bottle is about empty already. After putting the quarter panels on and doing this section here, I do got my little spare bottle over there, so it'll get me through the weekend where I don't have to worry about running and grabbing any right away. But anyways, I just think this was kind of cool. So I got tired of running and finding the Allen wrench for this thing. Every time I was turning around, I broke a belt, and then I would have to find the Allen wrench and take that loose. So I welded the damn thing on there, so now I ain't got to go looking for it no more. But anyway, so back to the rest of the story. My rocker panel is about done. Oh yeah, another thing. So I went to the little metal place we got here in town. It's called Metal by the Foot. And I just got, some random scraps of 18 gauge to use on this and this. And I got it out of their little scrap pile. Needless to say, I believe it's galvanized. And if you've ever welded to galvanized, you know it's not that nice. And that's why I'm getting this powder look, is I believe this is galvanized. But either way, no big deal. I think galvanized would be better anyways, because it won't rust as fast. Anyway, so I got a little lip to make for here. I need to trim this up a little bit more where the black line is so that it pushes back. I got the holes for the hinge to go back on. Had a brain fart there for a minute. But anyways, so I gave up today. I think I'll come back out tomorrow and get these pieces welded in place, and then from there I can go ahead and sand all this down. I pretty much sanded all the way in here already, so I just need to do that area, all of that, sand that new rocker up in here, clean up all this rust, probably remove the rest of this door gasket because I'll be buying new ones anyways. That way I can put all this in the epoxy primer. So that's where I'm at. Let's see. This is it's so close. It's like here, over here is fine. A little bit of a lip here. It's in here, so this needs to be kind of sanded off just a little bit so it fits back in there. I made that with my metal shrinker. Alright. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Yeah, speaking of the splatter stuff, man, had a piece end up on my foot right about here, and I'm like, how in the hell did it get in there? Because I got my pants on. Come to find out, it went up under this lip, went back in there and sat on the tongue for long enough for it to burn through and drop down on my foot. Talk about hot foot. I was jumping and carrying on, and then it fell off the top of my foot, went on the bottom of my foot. Oh man, spatter. Ugh, hate it. Alright, I'm out. So been hard at it today. Saturday, February the 8th. got everything welded in. Decided to start scuffing stuff up, getting it ready for epoxy primer. I'm out of supplies, so get ready to go to Harbor Freight. Let's see, so I need belts for the belt sander. I ordered some, but they won't be here till Monday, so I'll go grab a few of them from Harbor Freight. Then I need flap disc. I need cut off wheels. Yay. All kinds of good stuff. But anyways, back to this. Yeah. So I ground it off what I could with the hard grinder, but I don't want to go too deep with it because then you start getting into the metal. So I just ran it along the edges of the welds and knocked them down. So when I hit it with that little belt sander, to knock them down pretty quick. But I started scuffing this up. Rocker panel, scuffing all of it up, getting it ready for some epoxy on it. Same thing up here. I just knocked them down far enough where you don't get into the actual sheet metal, and I'll dress them out with the little belt sander, make them look nice and pretty. Had all the plug welds in on the rocker, so it's pretty much in place. That's what I got going on. I'll show it to you whenever I get everything ground down and ready for the epoxy. Oh, and then I decided to take my wire brush along this top rail up here because it was some heavy rusting up in there, and sure enough, that'll be an area I'll have to repair. Yeah. That's not a hole, by the way. It just looks like a hole from that far away. But yeah, I'll have to weld this piece back up. But then I had a nice little hole here that I'll need to fix. Not too bad through there. Little surface rust here. Little, yeah, blurry ass. Get this phone to cooperate. There we go. A little funkiness there. And then that garbage over here. Not sure how I'm going to attack that yet. Don't know if it's even worse up in here or not. Yeah, so that's where I'm at with that. I know this thing ain't just screwed on there. It's spot welded, I'm sure, but they got some Phillips screws in there probably to hold it in place whenever they were spot welding. So anyways, something I wasn't expecting, but it is what it is. I'll get her done. I'll be back. Night night. Okay. So Went to Harbor Freight, got my sandpaper, my grinding wheels, and all that good stuff. And came back and prepped this, scuffed it all up, wire brushed it. Yeah, got it cleaned up as good as I can get it for now. Alright, I'll be back. Anyways, I ain't in no hurry or nothing. But I did get the rocker panel installed. Still have to work on that front piece there. A little bit up in there, a few little spots, but that was some major rust out down through there, and I'm happy to get that part done. So that's where we're at. I'll have to do a little bit of body work along that edge right there. A little bit where my panels that I made, but other than that, turned out pretty nice in my opinion. It's gonna take very minimal work to get it paint ready, should I say. Anyways, my little section I made for that. Section I made for that. Like I said, I think it turned out good. And that rocker panel is a lot nicer. And I'm glad it has those studs on it for the lower molding, because I plan on putting the molding back on this car. It was coded for it. So it was coded for drip rail, wheel opening molding, and rocker molding. It didn't have these ones on the belt molding or whatever you want to call it. It didn't have those. So I'm still waiting for AMD or one of the other guys to come up with some wheel opening moldings to order them, but they're back ordered. Who knows when they'll come in. Alright, night. I'm done. I'm out of here. Clean up my mess and be done. Peace out.